that's a beautiful baby, but that's that's not the result that we expected. that we expected. What's going on here?
I will give it to the chat that said I'm crazy. Yeah, I'm f***ing crazy, and I don't give a f***. How about that?
And dumb.
I'm not dumb. I'm definitely not dumb.
Are you sure?
I'm a 138 IQ. I'm not dumb.
You don't
And
have 138
I do have
IQ.
130 IQ.
You can't count to 138. Yourself a season.
Okay, I love me a small petite woman because as soon as you rip her clothes off, ass for days. Now tell me I'm lying.
We see a lot of times we talk about a second chance and how many people. Listen, you got to give yourself a second chance. Don't wait for somebody to give you a second chance. Give yourself because why? Every breath is another chance. You woke up this morning, bro. You got another chance right there. You woke up this morning. You got another chance. That's important. That's important. Number 4, cut ties with people that want to keep your past in front of you. Cut ties with people that want to keep your past in front of you. Right? Cut ties. And listen, anyone who wants to bring up your past needs to stay in your past. Anybody who constantly wants to bring up your past needs to stay in your past where they belong. Anybody who wants to keep on bringing up your past needs to stay there. It's the 4th principle of manhood. Cut ties with people that remind you of your brokenness.
I love your hair.
Thank you.
How do we get more black women to be just like you with the natural hair?
I don't know. Black women accept your hair. Exactly.
You said,
I said black women are very diverse, so we can wear whatever we want. We don't always have to wear natural. We don't always have to wear straight. Exactly. Like, we can do whatever we want with our hair.
the interesting thing is that I wasn't even talking to this girl. I was talking to the one with the natural hair. But every time I go up to a girl and I compliment her natural hair, the girls around her that are wearing the fake hair, I feel like they get jealous. And this is why she will be the one to kind of debate with me. Not even the one with the natural hair. It will be her because she is simply jealous. I didn't compliment her, but I complimented her friend with the natural hair.
How old are you?
I'm 21. I'm 21.
Are you single?
Yes. Yes.
If I wanted to take you on a first date in Miami for $30, would that be enough for you?
Yes. Yeah.
Why not the $300 first date?
I don't think money is the question here. Like, if I'm going out on a date with you, it's because I want to know you. Like, spending time with someone is what actually matters. Like, we have so much fun in Miami with promoters and, like, buying everything for us. And, like, it's not about it. Like, if I'm going out on a date and actually having a conversation, it could be, like, anywhere. Like, it doesn't even matter.
Well, you're 21 now. Did you feel the same way a year ago when you were 20?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
So why do you think so many other women in Miami go the more superficial, materialistic route?
I cannot answer for them, but I feel like Miami itself is a city where people pretend to be something that they are not, even though when it comes to dating or like just showing off to other people. I feel like Miami is about it.
And how long have you lived in Miami?
I don't live in Miami, actually. We're just spending the weekend.
I was just going to say that was
yeah.
Where are you from?
Brazil.
And, you know, I'm glad she said what she said about we have so much fun in Miami with promoters. They spend so much on us. That's it. When they said $30 is fine, I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming. I think most men can look at him and say, oh, there's something missing here. There's something else going on that should not be going on. And we found it. Why? Because they told us. Well, we hang out with promoters and we go do this, we go do that. So, you know, if these boys are spending money on us, so I get all the attention that I need. So if I'm going out on a date with you, then money really don't matter. If I like you, if I'm allowing you to talk to me, then I really like you. So money ain't even going to be a factor. What men are really saying is, well, the problem is you're giving your attention to a lot of men. That's the problem, right? So I don't know if you can even get to the date or even substantially into dating somebody because they're going to figure out that you're out here maybe not allowing men to, sleep with you. Maybe you're not going that far, but you're definitely allowing men who you are aware like you, or want something from you, to orbit around you and give you things. But honestly, you probably shouldn't be doing that. So there's that.
Men are now performing to what women want to see. So it's like, I go to therapy, I journal.
Oh, look, women are getting exactly what they said they wanted and they're not happy. I'm so surprised. If only someone had told you that would happen. If we only recognized that no matter what women say they want, no matter what they get, what they're only going to biologically be attracted to are rugged, masculine men. Duh. Ladies, we've been telling you this for at least a decade right now. Like, you guys have talked about, oh, I want a man who's in touch with his feelings. No, you don't. I want a man who's willing to go to therapy and willing to journal. No, you don't. No, you want a rugged, masculine, toxically masculine man. You want a man who is just everything you claim to hate. Because you guys fought for like 10 years now to get these delicate, soft men, and you've never been drier. Like, ladies, you couldn't get moisture down there with these men if we gave you one of those little cat spray bottles. Because biology didn't change. Attraction didn't change. You were just told by society that you wanted these delicate men. And now there is nobody in the world that you are less interested in.
According to a projection by Morgan Stanley, an estimated 45% of women between the ages of 25 and 45 will be single and child-free by the year 2030. When America's women, and men for that matter, are entering adulthood without any attachment, no marriage, no kids, we are leading towards civilizational decline. Be open to marriage. This is what anchors us, not every single one of us, but most of us. And while the solution can't be one size fits all, I think the personal call for everyone is this: be open to love. According to the Harvard Happiness Study, it was men who committed their lives to a marriage, to family, that had the best outcomes. It wasn't socioeconomic factors, it wasn't health, it wasn't wealth, it wasn't where their zip code was growing up, it wasn't their level of education. It had to do with one fact: whether or not they committed to lifelong love, to marriage, or whether they chose to go it alone. In love and relationship and commitment, we find our deepest meaning, purpose, and fulfillment.
Well, I think the problem is it's not the problem that men aren't open to it. It's that men are not open to being used, being taken for a ride for 20, 30 years, and then them getting divorced. And while they're slandering your name online, because they have that resource now, while they're slandering your name online, then they're also taking all your money, your house, all your possessions, while also taking your dignity and everything that you've worked for as a person, right? So that's something that not a lot of men really want to do.
What would you say a pain that a man goes through that a woman would not understand?
Being wrong and accepting it. I know I struck a nerve. I know some of y'all looking at me like, but you know.
Other than views and attention, what exactly is the point to these videos that y'all are turning into trends, where you embarrass your partner by putting them online so people could judge and make fun of them? A lot of y'all tend to see another couple do a video similar to that one, and then you think, oh, they went viral, so maybe if we do it, we can go viral. But it doesn't mean, because you can get 1 million views on that video. People criticize your relationship, and the next video you post, you get 300 views. If the only way you can think to make content is by embarrassing the person that you're with, then maybe being a content creator is simply not for you, if you cannot think of a different way to go about making content. Once you start to put views and likes above your relationship, you don't value that relationship anymore.
When did women become such losers when it comes to something as simple as making a delicious meal for their man, or just giving him basic respect? Now, I know the word loser sounds harsh, but there's no other word to describe someone who brings nothing to the table except an attitude and entitlement. No man deserves this, they comment to beautiful women cooking beautiful food, whilst they sit comfortably in their house or apartment that was built by a man, on their technology that was created by a man, and enjoying their freedom that was fought for by men. And if a man who has committed his entire life to you doesn't deserve something as simple as a delicious, warm, homemade meal every single night, then what exactly does he get out of marriage? Now you may be ready to comment, gosh, what a pick me. And frankly, go ahead. It doesn't offend me, especially since there's a reason that I've been picked. And picked by an amazing man at that. A man that I would cook anything he desires simply because he's my man.
You know, what's funny is that this looks like something my wife would do. You know, from like the candle and everything, you know, she go in here and she'll cook like a really good meal, but then she'll have us sitting in the dark, like with the candle, you know, really setting the mood. And I do appreciate it. I do appreciate it. She just really makes it a whole experience. And that's the type of stuff that men are looking for, right? The way that you want a man to create and curate an experience for you, a man is looking for that in return. If the man is always taking you out on dates, one woman was talking about, well, my man goes and fills my car up, and if he hadn't filled my car up yet, then I take his car until he fills my car up. He takes my car to the mechanic shop to get it fixed. He pays for all the dates and extracurricular stuff that we do. He pays for the sitter. I mean, yeah, you guys are married, so he's paying for the sitter. Both of you guys are paying for the sitter. I don't even understand that statement, but the statement comes out of him curating and creating an experience for me. And then she followed that statement up with, now I cater to my man. You know, I definitely, you know, sometimes cater to him, which is the problem. A man is putting in all of this effort all the time, only to get back 25% return on what he's been putting out. You're telling me that a man can go to work for 16 hours a day. Let's say 8 hours a day. I can go to work for 8 hours a day and nothing really ever comes of it except a chocolate bar every so often, except a bag of Doritos every quarter. Do you think that's the investment that most men are looking for? Seriously?
He said he will only marry me if we get a prenup. Then you know what to do, girl. Go visit your doctor. Get you some prescriptions. Get you some mind-altering prescriptions and take them on that day. And have your receipts from the pharmacy. Have your visit to the doctor. And film yourself on Instagram taking your meds. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Make sure the date is seen as well. That is posted. Then the contract will be null and void. There you go.
Oh my God. Just don't get married, yeah? Because this is crazy.
Okay, how can you convince your husband to let you stay home? Quit your job. Sprinkle, sprinkle. That's how. I got fired and I'm getting sexually harassed at work. I ain't going back. I'm staying home. Take care of me. That's it. That's all you gotta say. I'm getting harassed at work. I ain't going back. You gotta take care of me. I'm going home. I'm traumatized. Can't do it no more.
You better find that next job.
There you go. Just lie.
Just lie.
There is no discussion. If when you decide it for yourself, there is no discussion. You just gonna do it.
Easy peasy, eh? And other people supposed to just...
You said ladies lie about your body count. Don't even answer the question about no body count. That's stupid. If a man is asking you that question, he's broke or stupid or low class. Real men don't ask that question. You know, no one has ever asked me that question in my entire life. No man has ever asked me that question except the Dusties in the comments. Okay. So if you answer that question, you are lowering yourself. Don't even answer the question. Just laugh.
She's talking to women who has a body count of 150. Just don't get married, because now they have this trick where you can go take pills and then tell the judge that you were on medication that day. Yo, that they come up with is ridiculous.
You guys, I hate to break it to you, but I've got to be the one to say it. The guy with the aesthetic Instagram is never going to provide for you. Like, I don't think there's anything that cringes me out more than picturing a guy, not a man, a guy, scrolling through like 30 pictures just to find the one that he looks best in. Oh, and then like like turning the exposure down to make it aesthetic. Like, I'm sorry, but he thinks he's the princess in that relationship 100%. Like, I'm trying to find the guy with 0 social media presence that doesn't know what aesthetic is.
If there was some unwritten law that black people had to open the door or give up their seat, would that be racist?
Yes. Yes.
So why is it when that same unwritten law is applied to men, it's not?
It's applied to women too. Yes, well, yeah.
Well, I mean, aren't men typically the ones expected to give up their seat and
No.
hold the door?
I've never seen it.
Show me which one of you is going to be a gentleman. Why? Why are you not being a gentleman to me? What did I do to you that I caused you to not be a gentleman to me? I don't even know you.
Honestly, men have made that standard for themselves. And women don't ask you exactly to give them your seat at the time. It's going to be like if you get on a bus, you're going to see, please stand up and offer your seat for disabled people, but you won't see that for, women and children or anything. And so I feel like men do that to themselves. If they wanted to give up their seats for women, that is completely on them.
Oh my God, your kids look just alike. Well, yeah, that's what happens when they have the same dad.
Shorty, you just violence. You woke up and you're like, I'm going for heads, and I don't care who that one hits.
My English is the word of all the brokies, dusties, and bare minimum men.
Well, sure. Why not? Everyone's allowed to have their own preferences when it comes to who they decide to date.
In 2026, I need proof of income, at least 2 pay stubs, the LinkedIn profile, and social security number if you're trying to go on a date.
I really hope that they were joking. However, there are quite a lot of women out there that do have the particular preference that they only date men that have a certain level of financial success, which is fine. However, a lot of those women seem to get rather upset when you ask what specific things do they bring to the relationship other than their looks. A lot of them will simply say that they bring themselves and that should be enough. But they're not taking into consideration very successful men often have very specific preferences in regards to the women that they date as well. And a lot of women think that men should just be happy that women are willing to date them until they learn that men also have preferences as well.
One time my blue-collar husband called me from the hospital and said, "Hey babe, I'm gonna be a little late. I'm at the hospital. I might need a few stitches." I said, "Okay, it sounds serious. Should we come?" He said, "No, it's no big deal. It's just a scratch." So I said, "Cool. See you later." Guy comes home looking like this. I think he downplayed that a little bit. He's like, "Yeah, I actually almost cut my hand clean off picking up a culvert. I dropped it and it sliced right through my wrist. And the doctor said I'm lucky to have not cut my tendons. But I should get the feeling in my hand back. I should be able to still work and move my fingers pretty soon." When I helped him change his dressings, I almost fainted. Blue collar men, what the hell? He wonders why I worry that he's gonna die every time he leaves the house.
Women are choosing not to have sons. Women are liberating against our oppressors. And that's where you lost me, because who's raising them? What that one girl say? And who set that system up?
First it was, we don't need the man in the house. Now it's, we're not birthing our oppressors when you're the one that's raising them. You know that, right? You don't want the father in the house, but you still want to raise the child. So who raised the oppressor? Woman, you did it to yourself. I don't know what she was talking about, but I'm going to share y'all the little clip. Roll the clip.
For the first time, possibly in history, women are admitting they want daughters, not sons. Having a son is seen as an extreme burden to women around the world.
You are expected to birth them, educate them, and shield them from conditioning from other boys.
And you wouldn't have to do that if you chose the correct man to be the father, because that is the man's job. You're not a boy.
All this without acknowledgement. In fact, that very same son may grow up to take his mother's rights away. Women globally are reaching a line of contention, refusing to give birth to life that may become a weapon against them, against other women. This is why movements like 4B exist. Women are refusing to birth their own oppressors.
And again, who is raising them?
They are liberating themselves from a life of suffering. Sons are no longer the standard, daughters are.
And then women watch that and think they're doing something.
Yes. Feminism. Oh my God. You go, girl. You go.
Whole time you're not really doing but going backwards. You cannot be the mother and the man in the household. You can't do both. That's not your job. Your job is to give birth, take care of the kids, cook and clean, and relax. You're not out here to be sitting out teaching your kids, boys especially, on what the fuck they're supposed to be worried about, boys. We're not men. You can't sit here and replace a father's role. It's not gonna work. I'm not gonna lie. Me, I probably wouldn't even be able to do that with my brothers. I'm not gonna lie. Like, literally, that is a man's job. That is a man's place. We ain't men. And I'm gonna keep saying it. Men need to be in the household because this is like... And since I already know there's gonna be someone slow, bro, yes, I can say this because my father, he couldn't even replace my mother's role. I still had to learn about girls, and I'm still learning today. So yeah, it goes both ways. You cannot sit here and replace a male and a female's role in a child's life. It's impossible. You can't do both, bro. You cannot do both.
Now, I know y'all didn't think that I was gonna go on another humiliating date and experience with my husband and not bring y'all along for the ride so I can show y'all what you have to look forward to if you get married. So here's my outfit. Of course, I talk about modesty because my husband don't like me, dressing all crazy. There's that controlling thing, right? So we went to dinner at Fogo de Chao, which is a Brazilian restaurant. And I mean, McDonald's wasn't good enough. Like, I promise you, wait a minute. I know he is not about to open the car door again. Didn't we have an issue with this? Oh. See, y'all, this too much. Like, what? And then he go holding my hand again. Like, what am I, 6? So yeah, holding my hand as if I'm not an adult, as if I'm every woman, it's all in me. And then opening the door at that. And here we are. It's like all he knows is fine dining and breathing. I mean, highly, highly oppressive. Would not recommend. And just so y'all can see how he actually planned this, we had to wait for our reservation. I mean, it's giving doing too much. Like, I probably could have made my own reservation, but he went ahead and did it for us. And they gave us, these little starters, and he ordered us some drinks, which, I mean, you couldn't do a whole bottle. I wasn't gonna drink it, but you couldn't do a whole bottle. And I just, it was good. So yeah, overall, I just wanted to show y'all how oppressive life is as a wife. You really don't get to do nothing. I mean, this is like a 3 out of 10. I mean, look at the misery on our faces. So yeah, there you go.
Every answer will start with the letter M. Money.
What the fuck?
This state is home to cities such as Grand Rapids and Lansing,
Michigan.
This tropical island is off the eastern coast of Africa.
Madagascar.
The term for a smaller part of a population or group.
Minority.
The lower part of the jawbone essential for chewing.
This is hard. It's not meniscus. Duh. It is with an M. It's mandible.
Oh! A market situation where one entity is the sole provider of a product or service, giving it exclusive control over that market.
Got him.
It's also a board game.
Monopoly.
Who was Libya's top leader during the 20th century before his death in 2011?
All right.
5 seconds.
You're talking about Gaddafi.
What? We need the first name.
I got it. Muammar.
Broken.
Yeah, the Bible says that men are supposed to lead their wives, be the head of the household. That's biblical. Yeah, that's funny because the Bible never actually commands husbands to lead their wives. What Paul, you literally said the husbands are the head of the wife as Christ is the head of the church. Yeah, I also never defined head the way modern Christians do. Okay, so how is it defined? In Greek, it's the word kephale, which means head, but it wasn't normally a leadership word. It meant source, like the headwaters of a river, the part that gives life, support, and direction through care, not domination. Really? Yeah, the directions to husbands are love, give yourself up, nourish, cherish, serve, but never once lead, command, or rule. So headship isn't husband equals boss. No, if I wanted to tell husbands to rule, I had clear Greek words for that. I didn't use them. So what is the husband's role then in that case? To love like Jesus, laying down his life, not demanding the wife lay down hers. And that flips the whole idea on its head, which is exactly what the gospel does.
This is so twisted. That is such a perversion of what the Bible actually teaches. Ephesians 5 is very, very clear here. Wives, submit to your own husbands as to the Lord. For the husband is the head of the wife, even as Christ is the head of the church. Yes, husbands are to sacrificially love their wives just as Christ loved the church. That's what the Apostle Paul goes on to say. But wives are to submit to their husbands as their leader, as their head, just as we, the church, submit to Christ as our leader, as our head. That's how God ordained the husband-wife dynamic. Men, you are the leader of your household. You are the head of your household. You are the Lord of your household. And as the Lord of your household, you are called to love and lay down your life for the household, for your household, for your wife, for your children. And my wife and I have begun to practice this in very simple, tangible ways in our marriage. So, for example, when we are praying together in the evening for our family worship time, I explicitly pray that God would give her grace to obey me. That's what the scriptures say. Wives, obey your husbands. Wives, submit to your husbands. So I pray, God, please give my wife grace to obey me and give me grace to love her sacrificially with your love. All right. And even when I said that, for the first few months of praying that, it something in my stomach tightened, because we've been so indoctrinated into feministic egalitarianism that it's wait, can we say that? Yes, that's what the Bible says. Wives, obey your husbands. And so if you don't get this relationship right, this husband-wife relationship dynamic right, your household will be a mess, because the order of your household is not submitted to the word of God. Wives, obey your husbands. Husbands, love your wives. This is the biblical pattern. I know it's uncomfortable for our egalitarian feministic times, but you must submit to the word of God. If you don't, your household's going to be a mess. So I would encourage you guys, submit to the biblical pattern and proclaim the gospel in your marriage.
Even when it's talking about, they just say whatever they want to say, man. They just say whatever they want to say. I mean, at some point in time, we're gonna have to come right back around the corner and park right back in this spot of not wanting to take accountability, of not doing what you don't want to do. And it's natural. Nobody really wants to do anything that they don't want to do. I don't want to do that. I feel like just chilling today. I don't want to go to work. I want to go back to sleep. That's what I want to do. But you can't do that, because you have a responsibility. And if that responsibility isn't taken care of, then you got to take accountability for that responsibility not being taken care of. Modern women don't seem to understand this. They're always talking about how a man should lead, what a man should be doing, and all this stuff. What they don't understand and what they seem to forget is that the way you telling your man, well, you better do this, and you need to do like this, and you need to da 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 da. If you're supposed to be, so let's say the man is supposed to be loving you like Christ loved the church, okay? Well, the Bible, I think the Bible talks about something to the effect of God chastising the one he loves. So basically, I'm telling you, we need to go this direction. Stop doing this. Be careful of that, because I love you. And isn't that what men are saying that they do? But what y'all get to doing is getting a little bit of that Job spirit in you, where you got all this other stuff, but then all of a sudden it comes crashing down. Now, obviously because of the let's go with it. So, if you're not familiar with the Bible, there's a person in the Bible named Job. Okay. So Job is they call him a servant of God, right? But this guy is loaded. This guy is rich. Satan comes through and God said, where you been? And Satan says, well, I've been walking around looking to see what I can get into. So trouble. You've been looking to get into trouble. Well, listen, I'm looking to, well, yeah, I'm looking to get trouble. And God says, well, have you considered Job? He's one of my best, right? He's one of the best guys that I got. I guarantee he ain't gonna fold. And the devil said, that's a bet I'm willing to take. That's a deal I'm willing to take. As a matter of fact, he got all this money, but I bet you if you remove your security system and your protection around him, he gonna fold every single time. And God said, I'll take that. Go ahead and do your worst. And that's exactly what the devil did. So herein lies the problem right now. The fact that God gave permission to the devil. Modern women would have a problem with that. But remember, they praying to God for a good man. But God is the one who said, hey, yeah, I ain't going to do anything, but I will remove my protection from this man for a time so that you can test him and see if he can withstand whatever you got going on. I'm telling you, he will, but go ahead and do what you need to do. See, modern women in today's era, what they would do, a man says, go ahead out there to the club. I'm telling you to stay home. I'm telling you to stay up out that club. I'm trying to tell you to be careful, but go ahead in there and tell me what you see. And they go in there, oh, babe, this happened, and one thing led to another, and that I didn't mean X, Y, and Z, and all that foolishness. So you're folded. So you're folded. Because can't nobody tell you nothing. Excused. Dismissed. You're not worthy to be in a relationship with all that foolishness you got going on. You'd have never even passed the test. Because you're a trash person. You're a loser. Period. End of story. But even at that, we can go further into the story where Job is being tested. And Job gets a little frustrated. And when I say a little frustrated, I'm tired. My body hurts. My kids have passed away because of this little trial. And he start turning and questioning God. And God let it go on for a little while, like men do with their wives. I'll let you question me. I'll let you do whatever you want to do. Say whatever you want to say, despite you saying that I don't. And I always try to shut you down and manipulate you. But then at some point in time, God was like, wait a minute. You talking too much. What did you create out here? I'll wait. I'm listening. What kind of, all this structure that you see, everything that you see out here, what part of it did you create? Oh, okay, nothing. Well, then shut up talking to me. And that's what men say to these modern women. What out here did you create? Well, y'all didn't even do it. What out here did you create? Oh, well, I believe. What out here did you create? What structure did you build? Not you walking in and just taking the fruit and just I take this, I take that. Oh, you got an apple tree over here. I'll take that. You got an orange tree, a peach tree. I'll take all of that. You just come in here and take it, and you do a little bit of work, but you take and take and take. What around here did you actually build? Oh, nothing? Oh, okay. Then shut up talking to me. Get out of my face. Why won't the men take me out on a date? Because y'all walk up in here acting like y'all done something. You just come in here and take all my stuff. And then you criticize my structure. You criticize the way that I do stuff. You criticize how I choose to operate my business. Y'all get a little bit, like I said, that Job spirit, where you decide to question, criticize. Oh, you got all the answers. But then when the man starts walking you down and saying, okay, we'll put up or shut up then. Okay, tell me what you did then. Okay, then shut up and get out my face. All of a sudden, the man is out of line. All of a sudden, the man is wrong for what he didn't say to you, for what he didn't done to you, for leaving you right there on the curb. Okay, you find your own way back home. All of a sudden, he upset. Well, a man should never this, that. They got all this stuff. See, y'all continue to talk about submission and what y'all are and are not going to do and how men got it wrong. But y'all still dead wrong for not doing what you know to do. Ain't nobody putting their hands on you. Ain't nobody mishandling you. You just don't want to do what somebody tell you to do. You just don't want to do what somebody didn't ask you to do multiple times. You want them to keep on, oh, send a blessing down. Shower me down with a blessing. Just give me everything you got. Provide for me. Love me like Christ. Love me like Christ. But I ain't gonna act like I'm supposed to act. I ain't gonna do what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm not gonna do that because that's not what's in my heart. Get the heck out of here.
I think I actually really understand why men are not approaching women.
Welcome back to Dating Unhinged. This is Maddie. I said, Maddie, we're stranded on a desert island. Which dog are we eating first? No match. Up next, we got Bridget. I said, a girl named Maddie just told me she was going to eat her dog on this app. Please don't eat your dog. No match. Next, we have Jessica. I said, Maddie and Bridget both just said they are going to eat their dog on this app. Please be the change this world needs. Don't eat your dog. Promise me. She didn't promise me because she didn't match. Red flag.
Have you ever heard of dog meat, eating dog meat? We used to be cattle ranchers, and our Australian shepherds that we had on the cattle ranch, one of them broke its leg, and we decided why not try it out, taste it, eat it. How'd that go? It was wonderful.
Then we have Anne. I said, oh God, Anne, you look like you're about to eat your dog. You now join Maddie, Bridget, and Jessica, who said they want to enjoy a delicious puppy soup. And that's where I draw the line. I don't think this will work out. No match.
Stop telling me to go meet someone in the wild when I go in the wild and someone will be staring at me the whole entire night and won't come say.
This is Rocky. I said, me for real when I see you. No match. Next we got Natalie. I said, my caveman brain is acting up. See woman, see food. Want woman, want food. Protect both. No match. This one's free. Last we got Casey. I said, hello Cassandra. Just finished a game of professional tag. Think someone died and I need to lay low. Can I stay underneath your bed? No match.
My dad was the guy I called. Thankfully, I've never had to change a tire. I'm not saying you shouldn't learn how to change a tire as a woman, but men are so, what a blessing.
They're not just wallets, they open jars too.
Without them, we can't have a functioning society. Without them, we can't build any kind of a great nation. Fathers are the bedrock of any society. If you've been given a dad who loved you and who cared for you, you are so blessed. Love him, respect him, care for him, be grateful to him.
I would say that women above the ages of really like 22 are utterly useless, and I'll give the reason why. Even if she has zero body count, virgin, not promiscuous at all, she still had the opportunity to do all those things. She still had all the richest of the rich guys hitting on her. So, you know, having been exposed to that and having had that opportunity, now you come along, and even though her pair bonding abilities and her oxytocin release, all her brain chemistry is still perfectly fine, she's going to know deep down, I could have this. You know, why am I going to, you know, go with this guy if this guy is an option?
What you have to realize from a lot of these guys is that they are incapable of actually having a successful relationship. They're incapable of love. They have been so deeply hurt, so deeply wounded by the women in their life that they have a hatred and a disdain for the opposite. It is the exact same behavior of all of the feminist women that everyone despises. It's okay to feel some type of way if you've been deeply hurt by women. But don't let that anger and resentment and evil person turn you into the thing that you promised yourself you would never become. Because if you do that and you completely shut down your heart and become cold like these men have, and you purely focus on material possessions and become completely incapable of forming real connections with other people, you end up missing out on all of the bet that life has to offer. And you let those evil women that hurt you win.
Uh, yeah, man, I see where you're coming from, big dog, but she didn't do it. She didn't do it. You know, that's what we want. I mean, she's doing what we want. Like, she had the opportunity to do it, but she didn't take it. That's kind of the behavior we're looking for. If Chad or Tyrone come around, if a man with money, he's 6 foot, 6 figures, 6-pack, come around and she's like, yeah, you cute, but no, you gotta, I have boundaries, and yeah, not for anybody but my husband, right? I think in some scenarios, even for her fiance, as long as you're not out there being a serial dater or a serial engagements, because there's women online that say, oh, I've been engaged, I've been proposed to 4 or 5 times, right? And then they get engaged and they decide that they don't want to do it, and so they break it off. Well, I slept with her, I was engaged. Yeah, but you wasn't really engaged, if you know what I mean. You wasn't really locked in like that. So you really out here messing around with dudes that you know in the end you probably not gonna marry. It'd be nice. It's a dream, but ultimately you decide, it's not something that I want to do, and then you just basically jumping from relationship to relationship, right? I think in that instance, it would almost be like you in the street, but it looks different. Like it's weird, right? Because like I said, you know you're not gonna get married to those people, but you still jumping into a relationship, y'all smashing, and you think because you were engaged, then that means anything. Yeah, you were engaged, but like I said, you're not really engaged. You're not committed, right? You're just taking the ring. You know, when it comes time, you're not going to be interested in that person. So essentially, you just out here giving it up with a little bit more commitment is what it is, right? And your mindset, and I say it like that because your mindset is still trash. But well, once again, what we're dealing with is if she's, 22 or above, and she decides, regardless of if you a rich man or whatever and whatnot, I'm not going to do that, then you should probably celebrate that, because she's waiting on you, the man that she really wants to come on.
Is clubbing dead everywhere?
Yeah, nightclubs are dying.
You know that they opened like an all-ladies nightclub to keep women safe and all that stuff, and the pictures circling online made it look like it was just lame as nobody was dancing, all the girls were just sitting on the side, and guess what? They just shut down after one night. And you want to know why? Because nobody purchased one bottle of alcohol.
How dare you?
Damn. True story. You can look it up. Oh, the irony.
Look at this. Empty. Nobody in there. Because men make it happen.
You know why I think some of this club culture is dying? Because the DJs are also red pillared.
All female clubs shut down because they barely make any money. And I know that might sound unpopular, but that literally is what tends to happen when people try to start these clubs. I've seen so much on social media recently about how women want an all-female club, but I do think a lot of places have tried to start those in the past.
My point is, if she makes the decision to leave, she should pay for it. If you want to leave, that's totally fine, but you should pay to raise your kid.
Is it not his child as well?
And he should pay for the time. That's why I said 50-50 custody off the bat, no child support, no alimony.
So she gets to take on all of the child care responsibilities, but he doesn't have to pay anything. He doesn't have to have any buy-in.
I didn't say all, I said 50-50 custody. He should have the kid half the time.
But doesn't have to pay any money towards it.
No, he should pay for the kid when the kid's at his house.
Okay, and so the majority of the time when the kid is at the mother's house,
he doesn't have to be involved in any way financially?
No, she should pay for it. She has a job. Why should he have to pay for a kid?
He should support it.
If she chose to have the kid and she chooses divorce, why should she not have to pay for her own decision? That's the thing. See, there it is. You want all the freedom to do whatever you want, but you don't want to have to pay for it.
Ladies, I got a question. When your homegirls say don't with somebody because they messy, they always in drama, blah, 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 you listen to them. But when a man that's taking care of you tell you don't with somebody, you don't listen to him. And then you go and tell those same homegirls what he said, and they try to convince you that he's just being controlling. How come y'all don't try to convince them you're trying to respect the man that's taking care of you?
They got really, really big booties, be needing this when they leave the bathroom. All that you think look good from Instagram, smell the seat when they stand up. The sit down air is disgusting.
That's why I entitled this video, Fellas, you can't make her happy, okay? Stop trying to make her happy. You can't make her happy. And look, I tell men in therapy, in front of their wives, stop trying to make her happy. And the wife cut her eyes at me. What do you mean? What do you mean stop trying to make me happy? No, that's not his job. It's not his job to make you happy. He can contribute to your happiness, but your happiness is an inside job. That's something you got to bring to the relationship. Stop getting married or getting in a relationship with a man expecting him to make you happy. That's not his responsibility. And I'm telling you right in front of your face, so there's no mistaking what I'm saying. Focus on what makes you truly happy, what makes you content, what makes you fulfilled, what gives your life meaning. Focus on that, and he can add to that. But I don't need a man, technically, to make me happy. I know how to do that all on my own. Can a man contribute to my happiness? Most certainly he can. There are tons of things that a man could do that would, oh my gosh, just shoot me to the moon. But I can assure you that if my life is miserable, if I hate my life, if I hate the way I look, if I hate my body, if I hate my lot in life, there ain't nothing that man can do over time to change that. Like, I am a miserable son of a gun. And I hate to admit this, but that is a lot of women today.
What's this? Who is she?
I had my dog lick my once.
What? Call Peter right now. Call Peter right now. Please!